Yep, let's go.
Wes Oak, steady mate.
Steady mate. No.
300 games for the club, half as captain. I'm in the home dressing room.
Sorry, pal, but I'm the legend here.
We'll toss for it.
Okay, go on then.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Unlucky, pal. Enjoy the pink dressing room. See you later, buddy.
That's the only game we'll win. Lovely.
Good afternoon, welcome to Norwich City's YouTube channel and welcome to Carrow Road, the home of the English Football League Championship title winners, home to Premier League football next season of course, and home to a special celebration match marking two very big Canaries legends. I'm going to go with the word big there. I'm Michael Bailey. We've got the Pink and Show crew back together. Darren Eadie's here. I thought I'd get that in. Two Canaries legends themselves, Rob Newman and Darren Eadie. Gentlemen, how are you?
Not selected today. Rob, is it? What's that all about?
Very disappointed.
How have you got out of that?
I don't know. I was like, obviously, I thought I did quite well against Inter Milan about 6 months ago.
That was a cracking day.
They never saw it because I've never got the call.
And Mike Milligan has.
He must have won some competition somewhere.
It's not gone too well. Mike Milligan is playing today, by the way. It hasn't gone too well for him already, has it?
No, apparently he's had his boots, I think. You'll probably see later on, I'd imagine.
Well, anyway, this is, of course, Team Wes versus Team Russ, and I can assure you I haven't been able to say that all week. It is Russell Martin's 11 against Wes Houlihan's 11. Squads, we've got loads of players, basically, Norwich past, present, and a bit mile past too as well, a bit further back as well. But I think what we should do, we've also got two captains, but of course two managers too, in Jake Humphrey and Simon Thomas. So let's catch up with those two guys right now.
First things first, how has it been back on here?
Yeah, it's exciting, you know, it's a great time to come back, you know, especially with Norwich getting promoted to the Premier League. It's going to be a massive turnout today, so it's just nice to be back here playing.
What timing to have your testimonial just as Norwich get promoted?
Yeah, you couldn't read it beforehand, you know, and probably gets more crowd here today, you know. I mean, obviously with me and Russ, we're hoping to get a big crowd for a good cause, and we're just buzzing that we're going to spend the day here in front of 20,000 people.
Before Jake has a chat with Russ, I just want to find this out. Who gave us the away dressing room?
Wes lost the challenge, so actually
what was the challenge?
Skipper lost a passing challenge, which I was always going to win. If it was dribbling, Wes would have won.
Yeah,
he lost the challenge.
About 2 or 3
so it's his fault.
Is it still no chance there?
What's up there, boys?
Nice start. It's fine.
We've started well.
So you don't mind coming back and getting beaten? That's not an issue for you?
To be honest, not an issue today. I don't think have the lads in the team there raring to go. A few of them had a few drinks last night, which, you know, they're getting dropped. So I think, I think we're going to win today.
And the thing is, we've got Huckabee. He's as fit as a butcher's dog. This is a guy who will go out and have a big night and then run a half marathon the next morning.
He will be the fittest player on the pitch still.
Which is quite scary. He looks so focused in there. He hasn't talked to anybody. No. He's just sitting in the corner saying, like, I'm ready for this game.
So seriously.
I went hello.
I love
Well, look, it's going to be fun. I would say may the best team win, but I'm totally confident that's going to be us, and we might not be the best team, but the win is going to be ours. Go on, off you go.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
So we're going to do it. We need to win now. We need to win. No, that's it. They just walked away. Yeah, what we've already done is we've already got under their skin. We've got under their skin already. They've had to leave because they're anxious. Now they don't know what to do. Now they don't know what to do.
No injury.
Really?
Yeah, no injury.
Watch this space.
You'll be fine. Good luck. You'll be fine. Thanks, lads. Enjoy. We'll be fine. See how we've already psychologically won.
Cheers, guys.
So I think Jake and Simon being preoccupied is why I'm stood in front of you. But also we've got a lot of players who have played here at Carrow Road before. They're going to be, you know, reminiscing all sorts. For Jake and Simon, football management, this is a
first
big deal.
A bit of a battle for them as well, and I've seen them both play, so that's why they're not playing today. Simon Thomas ain't bad. He won a competition. Winning a competition when he was hosting a Blue Peter. So he used to come up to training ground and train with us a few times. And then Jake, I've seen playing a charity match here. It's like watching the Honey Monster, mate. Absolutely shocking. It was shocking. He talks a good game. He can't play it.
Hey, listen, I can compare to that, the Honey Monster. I had a few performances like that. But no, it's difficult. It's good because, like, obviously they watch a lot of football. They're in studios and commentating on lots of footballs as well and talking about footballs. Now, it's like the sharp end of the stick now. They are managers. They have got to make decisions. pulling people off, substitution, whatever. It's easy up in the stand, but they're there in that technical area. It's a lonely place. Let's see how they.
And they've never been in that environment as well, in the manager's environment, inside the changing rooms with those guys now. They'll be getting absolutely hammered. You know, there won't be. Other managers won't be getting back chat. They'll be getting destroyed. I guarantee it.
It's too true. And of course, Wes Houlihan has been in West Brom's promotion train. Russell Martin's been celebrating promotion with MK Dons, and he did it with a torn calf. So they'll probably be back on the dugout as quickly as they can, just to put the managers right. If this wasn't enough Norwich City legendary here for you, we've got Adrian Forbes, who's our pitch side reporter this afternoon. Let's go over to you, Forbesy.
Yeah, thank you. So here we are pitch side now. Players are in the dressing room getting themselves ready, and as you can see behind me, the crowd is now starting to build. They reckon there's going to be around 13 to 14,000 fans here looking forward to this game this afternoon. The interesting thing is going to be those boys are going to be in the dressing room, and whilst they're going to be having a laugh and a giggle with their ex-teammates, the one thing is for sure, as soon as that first bell goes and then that second bell goes, they're going to be looking forward to getting out on the pitch. And once they cross that white line, yes, it might be a friendly, yes, it might be for charity, but I know those footballers in there are going to want to perform. They're going to want to impress, and ultimately they're going to want to be on that winning team. But the question still remains, who is going to be the victorious team at the end of the day? Team Wes or Team Russ? All will be revealed in 50 minutes.
I think it could get messy as well while they're trying to work out who actually wins this football match we've got in hand. It's interesting, you know, there's so many obviously former Norwich City players lining up. Obviously that's why you two aren't playing, because there were just so many of them lining up. But to actually pick two teams when Wes and Russ were probably mates of everyone, it sounds like they've done it by paper, scissors, stone. I mean, is that
That's
like a common selection? Yeah, common.
Yeah,
common?
but I think all Premier League managers before a game do paper, stone and scissors, to decide who's going to win the game.
Tell you what, we've got footage of it when they did the paper, scissors, stone game. Let's have a look at it.
So here we go. Good luck.
So good luck. Rock, paper, scissors, yeah?
Yes. So we go 1, 2, 3, and then bang.
On three, yeah.
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 So you're not going one.
No.
Not on three. No,
on
I
three.
just said 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
Bang.
Yep, let's
Right,
go.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, bang.
No. I just said not on 3.
All right then.
So 1, 2, 3, bang. Yes. I'm beating Wes at everything.
Cheating,
in this game.
oh my
Right.
Made that look hard, didn't they?
It's a good job they could play football, to be honest. Because I mean,
Haven't we got some footage of Pep Guardiola doing that as well? Can we not go to that?
Tell me,
No,
you must have worked with managers who've picked their teams like that. Stuart Pearce did it, you know, while he was just before
To
he
be
was going
fair,
to bed.
some managers I played under, you think they pick their teams like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Like I say, some of the selections choices, like they've certainly done that.
Well, it's a novel way. I don't know if they're all happy with their teams or not, to be honest, because I mean, as I say, they've got a fair few players to pick from. We'll go through the teams in a bit, but I mean, there's a fair few to pick from. And
There's some good scenes. Rob, I was just saying, once you get into that environment, it's all a laugh and a joke in that changing room. So we played against Inter Milan here last season. But when they're out here and they cross that pitch, the first tackle flies in, you never lose that competitive edge, and that's what they'll be wanting to do. You know, all those players in there, a lot of them still playing, and a lot of them still fit. So, you know, they want to produce in front of a crowd like this. It's going to be here today, 13,000, 14,000.
exactly what I was going to say to you, Rob, because I mean, we've got professionals here who are going to be playing, like Carlton Morris and Louis Thompson. They're probably desperate to get some minutes under the belt. Evo Pinto, this is his big goodbye, of course.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to play in front of a full house here at Carrow Road is always a special occasion. And like Darren's just said, yeah, I mean, the banter and all that will be in the tunnel before lining up and whatever, like I mean. But as soon as this game kicks off, all those guys on that list there, they're all professionals and they're all competitive and they all want to win. And they certainly will want to win today. Because like you say, for Evo Pinto, it's his last game. He wants to put on a show today and he wants to to show the people how grateful he is and what a good player he is. So that's going to be it's going to be a top game.
Fantastic stuff. Right, we have got a commentary duo, of course. Darren will be helping out with co-coms as well. But we've also got a name we all know, and a voice we all know very well, of course. He's extremely Scottish and brilliant. Stuart Hodgie, the Hodge, Stuart Hodge, is here. Let's hand over to Stuart.
Hello there, everybody. I'm very, very glad to be back here in the fair city. And it's a city in celebration, isn't it? It's a great time. And even just being back in Norwich, you can really sense, I don't know, there's something in the air at the moment. And this is just adding to the whole sense of occasion as well, having a day like this. And it's like a who's who of the Norwich City glitterati at the moment, isn't it? And yeah, I've got to say, I'm glad to be back and very, very glad to be here, guys. So looking forward to a good game today, as I'm sure you are yourself.
Great stuff from Hodgie. There is a man in his element, absolutely. We have, let's hand back to Forbesy, because I believe he's got a familiar Norwich City face.
So here we are pitch side with Daryl Russell. Made quite a long journey over here, haven't you, Daryl? Just explain the journey it's taken you to get back to Norwich.
Well, for those that don't know, I usually live in the US, Las Vegas, and
it's a long journey, 11-hour flight, 8 hours jet lag, so it's middle of the night for me right now, but I'm surviving. Great to be here, great to see the stadium. And what's, just quickly, what's some of the highlights you've had of your time here? Obviously, coming back to Carrow Road, a lot of good memories we coming back. What would one of the highlights been of your time here at Norwich City Football Club? I guess 2 highlights for me was, number 1, probably starting my career here in the very first season, playing with the likes of people like yourself, but then obviously winning the league. So I now know what that feeling's like, and I mean, it's fantastic for the city to have done that again and back in the Premier League. So winning the league for me is probably that highlight, and doing it in front of the home crowd here, in terms of a team that I've been here from the age of 12 years old, fantastic for me. Brilliant. It's great to have you back, Ross. And just one last question. Yeah. Who's going to win the game today? Well, I mean, I'm hoping we're going to win, man. It better be winning. I've got to go flat out, man. They got me in some crazy position today, so we'll see how we go. But I'm hoping Team Wes all the way. Brilliant. Best of luck to you, Daryl. Thanks very much. Thank you. Massive flight over from the US to get here to play in this game. Fingers crossed he can have a good performance, and I think his team thinks he's going to win, but I think there might be someone in that opposition dressing room that might think a lot differently.
Cheers, Forbesy, top stuff. Daryl Russell, 2 spells here, had really good success, and one of the Norwich's own academy products.
But he's already making them excuses. I'm jet lagged, it's been an 11-hour flight. You know what I mean? There's 13,000, 14,000 people here today. He's got to perform. He's in the shop window, and he would I think it kind of epitomises what this club is about as well. Someone who lives as far away as he does now, to take an 11-hour flight to come over here to play in a game like today, it shows what effect the club has on them, doesn't it?
It does, and I still remember Daryl Russell's stint up front on his own. Phenomenal, having got that in. Right, Forbesy is running around like a proper trooper. Let's see where he is now. I think he might be in the dressing rooms.
So here we are in the tunnel. Okay. As you can see, Grant, met there by Grant Holt. We've got Darren Kennett here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to take you into the home dressing room, which today is going to be Team Russ. In we go. So as you can see, quite noisy in here, so I'm going to have to speak a bit louder, but most of the boys are now in here getting themselves ready. You've got Zach Whitbread in the corner, Adam Drury, Owen Tudor-Jones, a few of the boys over here that are going to be playing in the game today. As you can see, there are some fantastic players that have now come back to Carrow Road to take part in today's game. We'll now take a walk down the tunnel and head towards the away dressing room. I can handle that. If that's in wrestling, I think I'd be able to take him as well. As you can see, walking down the tunnel now, you can see we've got a few pictures of the players that have been here, the bygone era, some fantastic things that have taken place over several years. We're now making our way down to the away dressing room. What you will notice is the further you go down, the more average it gets. We've got now just plain white walls on your right-hand side and your left-hand side, just the Norwich City crest before we enter what would be on a normal game, the away team dressing room, but is now, this weekend, Team Wes. In we go. So as you can see, quite a dull change room in comparison to what we've seen for the away ones. We've got Evo's right in the way there. Yeah, we've got David Fox here. Was he just reading the programme there? But you can see it's a lot quieter in here, nowhere near as lively as the other dressing room, but this could be the calm before the storm, that's for sure. What we got here?
These are Milligan's boots.
I don't know who's responsible for cutting Mike Milligan's boots.
Really?
I have no idea. Maybe you'll have to pick that up with another former player here. Nothing to do with me at all, I've got to say. Nothing to do with me, Simon.
Absolutely battered.
I'm sure someone somewhere might have some laces for Mike. I really have no idea who it was.
Seen him, by the way?
That is a good question. Mike Milligan's shirt is here, and they are said boots, but we genuinely have no idea where Mike Milligan is. On that note, let's make our way out of the dressing room and back into the corridor. Mike Milligan's boots.
You did this.
It wasn't me,
You did this.
but it was another former winger.
Get out of our pink dressing room.
And out of the dressing room. So there we go. As you can see, just by Mike Milligan's boots there, a little bit of team spirit, laughs, banter that the boys would have had back in the day when they were here as pros. Someone has cut Mike Milligan's boots. Yes, I do know who it was, but I'm not prepared to tell you live on air. Thank you very much.
pray for Millie's football boots. And
That's
also
how
Holty.
tight. That is how tight Millie is, by the way. It's the only pair of boots he's had his whole career. He still hasn't bought a new pair.
I still can't believe Grant Holt's going around wrestling people as well. Which is like,
white tape across them. No, he can't afford laces. He won't be putting laces in. And white tape will be across them.
The dressing rooms, is that the bit you miss most? I mean, you were back here, weren't you, last year, Rob?
Yeah,
and I remember all the old
rooms.
guys saying it was just fantastic being amongst the group
fantastic.
again.
Like to get into the old routine and whatever. And like you say, you never ever leave your boots or socks or anyone left alone unguarded in the dressing room, because if you go out there's a signal for someone with the scissors to cut the end of your socks or whatever. But it's brilliant, and like I say again, people have come back now from all across England and the world. But to get into that dressing room mentality straight away, they've never been away from it, so they'll be back into it now and doing all the banter.
It's certainly a unique place to be, I tell you, around a group of footballers, especially on an occasion like this, because there isn't a serious side to it. Essentially, you're not playing for 3 points today, so it'll be even more ruthless today. You know, Simon Thomas and Jake are both going to go in there thinking they're going to give a proper team talk. They're going to get absolutely destroyed. And I think one of the things always, and Fleck, Rob will back me up on this, one of the things that etched in my memory, burnt in when I was a player, was Robert Fleck at half-time every single game would sit there with his meat and 2 veg hanging out.
Just his socks.
Just his socks on.
I tell you what, that's why there's not normally cameras in the dressing room. I think we avoided that today, didn't we? In the end, we thought about
just
it.
About,
probably best, but there we go. Phenomenal. You'd want to be in the home dressing room today, wouldn't you? If you were getting that draw.
Yeah, absolutely. With all the lockers on, it looks good. They'd be a bit dull in the away dressing room. Apparently, the grey paintwork and whatever. So the home dressing room will be the place to be.
Fantastic. Okay, well, what we did before kick-off, we managed to get a chat with some of the fans ahead of some of their memories of Wes and Russ, of course, 2 legends of this football club. Let's hear some of their memories of 2 fantastic players.
I think my favourite Wesley Hoolahan moment has to be the goal against Leicester, where he took it on the chest and volleyed it in from 30-35 yards out. Oh, absolute peach of a goal. As for Russ, it's got to be the goal against Ipswich, running from one end of the pitch to the other and just sliding in. And we beat them 5-1. Have it!
Favourite Wes Hoolahan moment has to be the penalty he scored against Ipswich at Carrow Road in the playoff semi-final. The celebrations just showed the passion he had for the game, and look what it took us. It took us to the playoff final. We won that, straight to the Premiership.
My favourite Russ moment was watching him lift the playoff final trophy at Wembley.
The best moment for me for Wes Hoolahan was when he scored a penalty against Ipswich in the playoff semi-finals at Carrow Road in 2015.
So what can you say about club legend Wes Hoolahan that hasn't been said before? He's one of the all-time Norwich greats, I think. Outrageous goals against Leicester and Nottingham Forest. I remember him putting defenders on their backsides, Rotherham, twisting and turning. He's just a phenomenal player, and just someone who was possessed of absolute magic. Could make the ball sing, and he's up there with, for me, the likes of Darren Eadie, Ian Crook, Darren Huckabee, Real Fox, Dale Gordon. He's just magic. So 10 years of watching Wes unbeaten against Ipswich, just absolute magic. Thanks, Wes.
Hi guys, Billy here. I think my favourite Russell Martin moment has to be the goal at Anfield. Obviously, he had his child, and on the same day, obviously, managed to get a flight down without getting any sleep down to Anfield, and captained us and managed to score at Anfield as well, which is obviously a great achievement.
We are pitchside with a man that needs no introduction, the one, the only, the legend that is Mr. Grant Holt. So, Holty, looking forward to today's game?
Yeah, it should be good. I think it's fantastic. Just good to see all the lads back together and actually be in that dressing room, just brilliant. So it's good. Also good, the first team's going to come around with the trophy and stuff as well. It's fantastic.
So, how is it for you personally as well, going to be coming back on this pitch? Even walking out for this interview, you got a bit of a standing ovation and a big round of applause. How special is it actually going to be for you yourself walking back out on this pitch?
No, fantastic. As I said, we've done it last year with the Legends game. It was absolutely phenomenal. And to do it again today would be absolutely brilliant. Lads were doing it good as well. Fantastic with Russ and Wes, obviously a massive part of what's been going on in the last 10 years. So to be involved, to be asked to come in, it's great.
And, ex-player, once you cross that white line, it is a game for charity, but are you going to be playing properly today and hopefully see some of your old fantastic goals?
I think it's the old one, isn't it? You all start off fun and then all of a sudden it starts getting a bit serious and then everyone wants to win. So it'd be good. We've got to be a little bit careful, obviously, because lads are still in contracts and still playing. So the ones that can it of each other probably will. The lads who can't touch we probably won't.
And lastly, score prediction?
Oh, we're definitely going to win. I don't know what score it's going to be, but we will win.
And how many goals are you going to score?
Depends what. Well, I haven't got Wes, have I? So I'm going to have to rely on Chrissy Martin. So we'll wait and see if Chris's in the mood to pass or shoot like he used to be.
Brilliant. So there we have Grant Holt, pitchside with us here. As he said, they're looking forward to the game. And he said himself, as I said earlier, as soon as those players get out on the pitch, they're going to forget about the fact it's a charity game and they're going to be playing properly. So I think we can all agree it's going to be a fantastic game here this afternoon at Carrow Road for Team Wes and Team Russ.
Top stuff from Holty. Good to see him not wrestling Forbesy again. So
it looks like he's bulking up for the wrestling, doesn't it?
You said it. You can say it. Interesting. I mean, Grant Holt always says that Wes Houlihan kind of gave him his 3 Player of the Season awards, and now they're on different sides. So you know, he's got to prove himself. I mean, these players. I mean, especially Russ, Wes, and Grant Holt, phenomenal triumvirate in terms of what Norwich did over those years under Paul Lambert. We're allowed to mention Paul Lambert, right? Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, they've gone down, so the man.
No, they did well. I mean, that was an era where they were very successful, and I mean, these players are special players in Norwich City's history and whatever. You know what I mean? And like you say, they'll be bantered there today. But you know what I mean, like I say, the reason why they're here today is because they were such good players in their time.
I think as well it's about, a lot of them still live around here. That's what it's all about. They kind of, you come here, you want to stay here, essentially bring your family up here. So a lot of these players have been away, gone to other clubs and come back and still live here now. So it's a very special place to the players and their families. So to be able to get out in front of these people again today and experience that, we had the pleasure of doing that last summer. It's a brilliant thing.
We can see that the ground behind us is filling up nicely. You might well be able to see some of the shots of that, but we should have a cracking atmosphere in here today, and such a buzz around the city, of course, because of what's happened. We'll obviously get into that in a bit, but the buzz around the city is phenomenal at the moment, isn't it?
It's incredible, and it really does make a difference to the city, not just the football club. I think you can see already the effect that it has, and I'm excited not just about watching Premier League football here for Norwich next season. I'm excited about seeing those players here. Rob works for Man City, and seeing Pep Guardiola and Aguero and that being here next season.
Yeah, the Premier League is the best league in the world. No doubt about it. Like I mean, and a club like Norwich deserve to be in the Premier League from what they've just done over the last 4 or 6 games. So to get not only Norwich City playing here, but the world-class players that will be coming here every other week next season is a fantastic.
It's going to be phenomenal again. Right, Forbesy's a busy man. He's a machine. Here's another one.
So here we have another legend here at Carrow Road. Being part of this fantastic event, we have another man that needs no introduction, John Ruddy. So John, just very quickly, obviously not playing today, but still come along to support 2 of your old teammates.
Oh yeah, definitely. They deserve everything they got from today. 2 unbelievable servants who had great times here, and I was lucky enough to spend 7 brilliant years with them as well. So it's going to be a great occasion.
Just quickly, obviously you played a lot of games behind Russ. What were some of the key attributes that he brought to the team which made him such a success, not only in his career but obviously here for Norwich City?
I think you've seen since he's moved on, his leadership skills, his knowledge of the game. He's made no secret that he wants to coach. He's going to be a fantastic leader wherever he goes, and his just all-round ability and as a person in the changing room, he was brilliant to have. Preferred him at right back, but he knows that.
And of course, the maverick, the enigma that is Wes. What are some of the highlights of some of the key things that are memorable for you about Wes and his displays here at Norwich?
What can you say about Wes? I mean, you've summed it up. He was a magician at times. He was really just a pleasure to watch. Training, games, anything. My best memory is when we got promoted under. I think it was the season we stayed up under Paul, the first season in the Prem, and he's come out with some size 12 boots on, and he's like size 10, and there were some rascal Hummels, and it just sums up. He plays for the enjoyment, and you can see that in when he plays as well.
Brilliant. And obviously you're not playing, so you can be a neutral today. But if you're a betting man, what team do you think is going to come out victorious today?
Well, I'm meant to be helping Jake out manage Russ's team, so I'm going to say Russ's team, but I don't know. I've just been in there. They don't look very good. I think they were all on the sauce last night.
And go on then. If you think you're going for Russ's team, give us a score prediction.
It's a testimonial, isn't it? So I don't know. We'll go about 8-6.
8-6. So if we can get that 8-6 scoreline today, that will certainly be a fantastic game for everyone in this crowd and the neutral. So John said it himself there, it is a testimonial, it's a friendly game, but as Grant said previously, once they cross the white line, these boys are going to be up for it. They're going to want to be performing, they're going to be wanting scoring goals, so it's going to be a really, really interesting game coming up. I think it's roughly half an hour here now till we have kick-off, and I know me and the rest of all these fantastic fans in here are looking forward to this game. Fingers crossed it's going to be a spectacular one.
Top stuff, Forbesy. It is about 35 minutes until kick-off here at Carrow Road. A bit of a height difference between Forbesy and John Ruddy there, but these guys would have probably quite fancied having John in goal, wouldn't they, at the moment?
Well, I'm sure he would have played this way. He didn't get the call either, did he? No. Unbelievable. They're big squads.
I can see there being a rematch.
They've left a few out, haven't they?
Rematch. Phenomenal to see John Ruddy back here, and of course there's plenty of other people back as well. But it has been quite the day around this fine city today, with all the celebrations. We can have a look at some of these now as well. The civic reception that was held at City Hall, the parade through the fine city, of course, as well. On the bus, it wasn't quite the bus it was supposed to be, I think, because the wrapped bus had a few technical issues. But it happens. Mike Bassett had to deal with it, so that's fine. That's the way it is, isn't it? But phenomenal, and I think ultimately we have the scenes on the pitches here, of course, against Blackburn after promotion, at Villa Park yesterday after the Championship title. But it's perhaps when everyone gets together in the city centre, everyone who's here gets to have a look at it and just really suck exactly what it means.
Yeah, a little bit of that tradition, isn't it? And it's been, like you say, there's been 2 or 3 celebrations already, hasn't it? Obviously the Blackburn game here, and then Villa yesterday, and then again today, and then they're going to come down to Carrow Road to parade the trophy, and the boys down here as well. So it's a huge day, and not just in terms of what's been done, but I mean putting it all together as well. The football club, what they've done to be able to manage to do it with the city to get all these things sorted out is a huge undertaking to do. So it's amazing what they've done, but it just shows, I think, the importance the football club has for its fans as well, to give back to them, and today is a day like that.
It's remarkable, the planning that has to go into it when you don't want anyone to know you're planning it, basically, because you don't know if you've done it or not. But phenomenal. I mean, have you got many memories of things like this from your career?
I mean, I only got a couple I never won the league. We got a couple of promotions with Bristol, but these players and the staff deserve this celebration today. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough league to win. You know what I mean? Like I say, and they've done it really, really well. So all the celebrations, they deserve it. You know what I mean? The fans have turned out to honour those players, and quite rightly so, because, like you say, they can go away now and enjoy this summer and look forward to a great next season.
Yeah, I'm sure they need a break. We all need a break, of course, and this is all about enjoying the moment now, isn't it? We can talk so much about the Premier League over the coming weeks and months. I know I'll end up doing it, you will, we all will. But this is what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the thing is as well, most of those boys, bar probably, Tetty and Closer, haven't played in the Premier League. Crawl has, the rest of them haven't played in the Premier League. So it's a great experience for them as well to actually realise your dream as a footballer. You want to play at the highest level you can play at. So to be able to do that in the club you've just seen, which is a totally unexpected season, they wouldn't have believed it at the start of the season, but then as it's sort of gone there, they were grown into what they've done, and it's just been a remarkable achievement, a remarkable season.
You can hear the PA's ramped up. The teams are out for their warm up. We'll give them a bit of time, and we'll start assessing whether they're warming up very well or not, because it could be quite interesting.
I'm starting to watch out for flying balls now, though, by the way. Now they're out, they could be pinging them our way, ain't they? Guaranteed.
If they don't take a pot shot at us, then it'll be unlikely. So, we've also got, both teams are up now. So, and of course, to our right, left, right. It's been a long weekend. To our left, gentlemen, you'll be able to see the Norwich City's first team squad.
They look well oiled as well, don't they?
They've had a good day of it.
I think they're new energy drinks.
I mean, that was all part of the scenes, of course, at City Hall. So
they're coming, I told you.
Come on now.
Here he is, look, bulking up.
He'll wrestle us in a minute. I mean, here's his group. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point what they do. They can celebrate, enjoy it as much as they want. And in fairness, they played really well, given they'd had 2 days of celebrating after getting promoted to then go and win at Villa Park as well.
Absolutely, these things happen very few times in your career. I mean, I never went through and won a championship. I never opted anywhere, but so you've got to really take hold of that. So the success you get, because a club like Norwich does have its peaks and troughs. So when you get a really good peak like this, it needs to be celebrated not just by the players, by the fans, by everybody, and the people behind the back scenes of the club. And you see them here at the minute. Look at more. They've had a few good days of it by the looks of them, and and well deserved, thoroughly deserved.
Well deserved, and the awards have been flowing as well, haven't we? I can see Max Aarons, EFL Young Player of the Year. We're talking about 3 tiers of football.
He's done fantastically well. You've got a goal scorer that scored 30 goals, but I think the beauty of it this season, you have done it with 4 players that have come from the academy. And it goes right the way back to when Darren played, Jamie Curtin, who's here today, and Andy Johnson, Ali Akinbaye. We had success with those players in the team. Now that's sort of like come back now, it's done a full circle. To win the league with 4 boys that have come through the club's academy is fantastic, and hopefully they will build on that.
What we have got to be careful of now is him. He works for Man City. One of the chief scouts of Man City. That's it.
You can scout today, Rob. That's fine, but maybe not wait. And I spoke to Rolf Fox as well, who's another, came through the academy when he was really young in your age group. And again, that team was phenomenally successful,
Chris
but
Sutton as
also
well.
built on that youth ethos. But
Yeah, it was.
can you do it now? That's, I guess, the question.
Well, I think they've proved they can.
They've just done it now, and like you say, me personally, I think the best thing for these guys is to play a season with Norwich where expectations are not going to be great. You know, I mean, if they go to these big clubs for 20, 15, 20 million, fantastic in terms of financial, but your expectations grow. And like, I mean, these are still young boys, relatively young boys who've played quite a few, like not a lot of games. So to play a season at Norwich in an atmosphere and an arena that you're comfortable with, people know what you're about. And I think after one more year in the Premiership, then they can go on and achieve great things.
Yeah, I think it's the way they've been taken under the wing as well by these older players, and we're talking about how they do that. We did that in our era. I used to clean his boots, you know, and then I ended up playing him in the first team. But he was a rubbish tipper at Christmas. Didn't give hardly any tip. But the thing is, you know, you take them under board, and they've done the same. You can see there's those older lads in there, but they've also got the youngsters who've been brought through and accepted under their wings and nurtured them essentially, and that's why they've been so successful.
We've got to have there's a mix as well, isn't there? Because we've got Max Aarons, Jamal Lewis who have come through, but also say Emi Buendia, a young player brought
100%.
over. I mean, he has proven to be such a good signing.
Someone like Emi Buendia, someone like Timo Pukki, they've come on relatively small transfer fees. They've got something to prove. Emi's been in and around Spain. I've seen him many times in Spain. A team who's gone away, finished Saudi, didn't do that great. So to come here and achieve what they've done is fantastic for them as well.
Brilliant stuff, gentlemen. Right, let's throw you up to Stuart Hodge, our commentator.
Yes, the mood of celebration today is very much in the air. And here is the successful Norwich City team, which have made it true that we are Premier League once again. The tune Park Life plays out, but it's very much Farke alive. Fantastic. You can hear the tune play out, we all know it well. Daniel Farke has masterminded something absolutely spellbinding here in Norfolk. And these players and all of their families deserve this moment, deserve the adulation that they're getting from this adoring crowd in Carrow Road. Plenty of people here early, and it's just been a day of basking in yellow and green glory. We've had it outside the town hall. Now we've got it here in the place where the magic has happened this season. Hand in hand, the land, Farke alive. Meanwhile, as the players go round the pitch, applauded by the fans along the way, there are warm-ups going on in the centre of the pitch. Team Wes and Team Russ both being put through their paces, but there are the boys that have delivered what everyone thought was unthinkable at the start of the season, but they've very much delivered. The title, of course, sealed over the weekend at Villa Park, but it was never in any doubt for a long, long time. Absolutely dominated the league since September after a wee bit of an unsure start. It was all about the men in yellow and green. All the Germans, so many Germans, but there's plenty of nationalities that make the fabric of this magical Norwich City team. And now we can look forward to the Premier League next season. Maybe there's a superstar of the future there in Emi Buendia's arms. If he's got half the football gift that his father has, then that would be one special football player perhaps in the future. so many protagonists in this season, and it wasn't obviously Teemu Pukki had the goals, and he has obviously won the individual honour, but it's a Norwich City team. It's a group of players that's about far more than just the individual. And there's the man who masterminded it all with the trophy. Safe hands of Tim Krul, handing it over to the boss. And that's the other aspect that really comes across to me when you see the interactions between the players, their families, and Daniel Farke there, is you get the sense that there's just a unity of spirit that I don't think every football team has. This crowd absolutely love it, and who can blame them? It's a deserved lap of honour. The players now crossing over to the near side here, just in front of the gantry where I'm stationed, looking down on all this majesty from a great height. Daniel Farke bringing up the rear of the procession. And there's the youthful exuberance in the squads. What a career Max Aarons has ahead of him. He can go right to the very top of the game. That much is absolutely certain. Such a nice moment this for the players. Always so focused on the task in hand most of the time when they're here at Carrow Road, but this is a chance for them to just drink in the adulation of the fans, and I suppose it's fitting that Just Can't Get Enough is the song that's playing. I think all of us just can't get enough of this Norwich City team. What next? Premier League next. Mobile phones always in hand, and as you can see, a few refreshments as well. It's that kind of day. We're going to go over to Adrian Forbes just to get a bit more of the flavour from what's happening around us today.
So here we have another Norwich City legend, the one and only Bradley Johnson. Obviously not playing today, but still here to support the team.
Yeah, no, I've travelled down from Derby today to support two, as you touched on there, two legends of this club in Russ and Wes. And I come down here to support them. I am gutted that I'm not playing, but you know, I've got to concentrate on the playoffs with Derby. But yeah, I've come down here to show my support to two great legends of the club and enjoy the day.
Brilliant, and it's great that you've come back here, and it must be amazing seeing these superb fans again. And just quickly, you know, obviously you played a lot of games with both players. Just what's one of the key highlights you remember about Russ's game?
Russ is just all standout leader. He was my captain for 4 years at this club, and he was just a leader on and off the pitch. You know, just one of the great captains that I've had. You know, I've had a lot of captains, and Russ is up there with many of the best.
And of course, the little man himself, Wes. You know, I used the word earlier, a bit of a maverick. What are some of the key things you know about Wes as well?
Yeah, little magician, I call him. I think everyone calls him that as well. On his day, he's a world beater. He can win a game by himself, and then there's games where sometimes you don't want him in your team because he don't do that well. But no, Wes is a great player. And again, he's a great lad off the pitch as well, and one of the best players I've ever played with, Wes Houlihan.
Brilliant, and there you can see Bradley Johnson, some fantastic words on both Russ and Wes there, and one of the key things he spoke there, Wes being the magician, are we going to see some of his magic today in this fantastic game?
Oh, there we go, top stuff Forbes as well. Great to hear from Bradley Johnson, great to see him back. As you see, the players have made it just about all the way round. We'll see how much extra walking they've got in them. Daniel Farke must be kind of...
Well, I've seen a few of them already, haven't we, this afternoon? I mean, it's an impressive thing. Hopefully in the Premier League next season as well, we continue, no matter what the results are, you still want that atmosphere, you still need to... And I've said this the other week, with the flags and stuff they've had out here during those games, Norwich has almost found an identity again itself. You know, the club, the football club, it's that family feel. Everything's back, everything feels really right, doesn't it, at the moment?
Absolutely. I think we're going to get more... I mean, fair play to Daniel Farke. I think he's been doing that every time he's entered anywhere for about 2 weeks, and solidly for 48 hours. I reckon he's still standing, he's still doing it, he's still delivering. A word for that man, because as good as your recruitment is, if you can't put them together and make them work properly,
Rob's been in management as well, so I understand a bit more. What's he going to feel like, sort of pepping up against Pep Guardiola next year?
It's a challenge for him. It's a challenge for him, and it's a great challenge for him. But as a manager, being a manager myself, to actually have a group of players or a squad of players, you can only tell them what to do from Monday to Friday and whatever. Like, you've just got to, hopefully, that you trust them enough on a Saturday, once they cross that white line, that they're going to put in place what they've been taught all week, basically. And so many times this season, they have gone on and they have done it probably better than what they've done over there. So as a manager, it is 10 times the feeling if you win a game as a player. It's great if you win a game as a player, but if you've got a group of players as a manager, that feeling of a win is so special.
And I think the pressures they had on them as well at the start of the season, because they stuck by Daniel Farke, and to be quite honest, 4, 5, 6 games into the season, he was under a little bit of pressure. But Stuart Webber in particular was stuck by his man, his ethos, the way they wanted to build the football club. And it's probably happened a lot quicker than we all expected. You know, if that turnaround of being when they played Ipswich at the start of the season, how shocking they were in that game, both teams really, to go from them to the top of the league and Ipswich to get relegated. It was just bizarre.
Phenomenal job also by Stuart Webber, and Forbesy has got him with him now.
So here we have next to me now Stuart Webber, who will be looking on at the first team behind the scenes, obviously doing their lap of honour, having lifted the trophy yesterday. So quickly, Stuart, how does it feel to you seeing these boys walking around the pitch today, lifting the trophy after some fantastic performances this season?
Yeah, it's obviously a really special day. The lads have worked unbelievably hard, and for the season to finish this way, and for Wes and Russ to get this level of crowd in, I think it's amazing, and I think the applause that the players and Daniel and all the staff are getting is richly deserved, and really nice.
And just a couple of words there on both Russ and Wes. You know, obviously you were here for a period of time with both of them. What are some of the key memories you get, certainly from Russ to start off with?
Yeah, I mean, Russ is, what he did for the club in terms of on and off the pitches, probably never be rivaled, in terms of what he's done behind the scenes. Fantastic person, and he deserves this. He didn't get the send-off, unfortunately. He sort of almost had to leave out the back door, which was a shame. Whereas Wes obviously had the Leeds game, but Wes, what can be said about him? He's a little magician, and I loved watching him play before I come here, and lucky to have 1 year working closely with him and seeing him every day. What a footballer, and I think we've all been honoured to watch him, and to see him maybe play here one more time will be pretty special.
Brilliant. So you're here as a bit of a neutral today. Obviously, we spoke about the first team and what they've achieved. It's going to be an interesting game for us, without a shadow of a doubt. But can I get a score prediction from you today?
I can't look beyond Russ's team. I think they'll win, because Russ, I think, will be taking it a bit more serious than Wes. Wes has probably been on the beers or something. So I can see a Russell Martin maybe 2-1 win.
2-1 win. Brilliant. Stuart, thanks very much for your time. Today we have Stuart Webber casting his eye over the first team that are obviously doing their parade and their lap of honour, but ultimately he spoke about the team today, and he's gone for Russ's team to win. I'm not so sure everyone will agree with that, but we will find out now. I think there's around 15 minutes to go until we kick off Team Russ versus Team Wes.
Well, you can imagine how these scenes are. It's absolutely phenomenal. I've got Chief Operating Officer Ben Kenton with us. Hello, Ben.
Hey,
congratulations.
Yeah, what a day.
What a day. Just sum it up what this means for the club.
It's fantastic. To be quite honest, from this morning and everything that happened this morning with the parade and the thousands and thousands of fans that were out there, to now being here, great celebration for Russ and Wes. Just the perfect day for Norwich City.
Talk about a perfect day though, Ben. What's next? I mean, you're in the Premier League now. You must be looking forward to that already and planning for that.
We've got a plan, but it's not about that today. It's not about that today. It's about celebrating, and that's what we should do. So I just want to watch the game now and get on with it. So
you smell good. Some of the players didn't quite smell so good.
I wasn't out last night, that's why. But I might be out tonight.
You wouldn't begrudge them any celebration?
No, not at all. No. They could go out for the next week. But no, good stuff. And it's been a great day. Great for the fans as well, for the whole day. And brilliant to have this many people packed into the ground, so it's brilliant.
And of course it is Wes and Russ's day, isn't it, as well? I mean, to lay this on, they finally got their celebration together, really phenomenal couple of players. Most Lightner's boot almost hit us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, Russ and Wes deserve it. Absolute legends of the game. Brilliant legends for Norwich City Football Club and gentlemen as well. So from our perspective, it was always going to happen. We're just delighted that the crowds turned out. The weather stayed good. I just want a decent game now. My prediction's Holt is getting the first goal. That's what I'm saying.
I tell you what, he's bulking himself up for the wrestling, isn't he?
I tell you what, you're not wrong there. But I still reckon the big man will get one in at the back post or something like that.
No doubt.
Ben, congratulations.
Cheers,
Well,
thank you,
phenomenal
thank you.
season. We'll let you go and
Cheers,
carry on with the celebrations. And we did hear from Stuart Webber before Ben, but I mean, we have to touch on Ben Kensell, Zoe Ward and Stuart Webber, because the direction of the club is factored into everything we've talked about, hasn't it? In terms of the atmosphere, the success on the football pitch, Rob, it's everything. I mean, in terms of, you're obviously at Man City at the moment. Do you get the sense that other clubs are looking at what Norwich are doing and how it's working?
Yeah, I mean, Norwich have got to have their own identity and whatever, and one thing that's happened at this club over the last year, 18 months, when Ben's been in, Stuart's been in, what they've tried to do is sort of like embrace everything that's involved with the club, like not just now, but in previous years as well. And that's what makes this club special. You know what I mean? They want to include all the other people and players, invite them back to watch games and whatever like. And that's why you've got so many players coming back here, because they sense this club is a fantastic family club and they want to come back here. You know what I mean? They play here, they retire here, they stay here. These guys are the ones that have moved away. Any opportunity to come back, they want to come back. That's what it's got to be, and that's what this club's all about. You know what I mean? To like embrace everything about what's happened in the history of the club, but now to celebrate what's just been achieved by these guys now.
It hasn't always been like that, has it? And it can be difficult when clubs are going through difficult moments. So there's a point of which you're embracing the circumstances you're in as well.
Oh, absolutely, and as Rob said, it's you don't get many testimonials anymore. Be able to celebrate those great players that we've had. One thing this club has done in recent years is do that really well. Have these days, other days when we played in at Milan. I mean, you can see just by the sound of the fans around here now and the lads that are back to be involved. It's just incredible.
Phenomenal. Let's get back to Forbesy.
Now here we have one of my former teammates, Owen Tudor-Jones. Owen, how good is it to be back here at Carrow Road for this fantastic turnout and this fantastic occasion?
It's unbelievable. I'll be honest, personally, I didn't really sample this when I was here as a proper player, so it's quite nice to come back, and it's an unbelievable day mixed in with a promotion party. It's a day that Wes and Russ deserve, so it's going to be a great one. Slightly concerned about what's up against us in centre midfield.
So just on that, you mentioned both Russ and Wes. What are some of the key moments or memories of Russ in your time playing with him?
I think his professionalism, his manner from day one coming into the club was something that all the lads you get attracted to that. You can't help but see the way that he works, and you want to be part of that journey with him. But an unbelievable guy, an unbelievable servant, and as I say, he deserves this.
And of course, Wes, everyone's used the word maverick, magician. Give us some words to sum up Wes and the time you spent with him here.
Incredible. Tough time to start with when I first came to the club, but over time he was a huge part of the back-to-back promotions. Probably one of the best players that I've ever seen at that level. So it's going to be great. He's probably going to nutmeg me 8 or 9 times today.
I can probably see that happening as well. So, lastly, score prediction, please.
Score prediction. We're playing for a 0-0, a low block, but there's going to be loads of goals. We're looking forward to it.
Brilliant. Owen, thanks for your time today. There's Owen Tudor-Jones there. He's looking forward to playing and being around Wes, and as you said, possibly a nutmeg, but we'll see later.
Well, I'm delighted to say we've got Norwich City head coach Daniel Farke. How are you doing, Daniel? You're still standing, you're still doing your relays, you're all good, yeah?
Yeah, as a coach, sometimes you have to pretend also a bit.
Have you trademarked that, by the way?
It's helped a bit with lap of honor today. Yeah, of course, I'm a bit tired, but I think also well deserved, because when you have such a season, so it's important to feel the joy and to celebrate and to party, because otherwise you will ask yourself why I'm doing all this hard work, and always try to stay disciplined. So when there's time when you can celebrate, you have to do this and enjoy the moment. And yeah, my players are a lot younger than me, so it's
are they hard to keep up with?
Especially the Scottish guys were pretty strong, but I tried my best and I think I was not too bad.
I mean, that is phenomenal, Daniel, to be in the middle of Carrow Road and have all 4 sides of the ground, acting like that with you. It says so much about the feeling around the club at the moment. Obviously, phenomenal times.
Yes, absolutely. So it's a really romantic day today. So we are able to have this lap of honor in order to not only to celebrate promotion, but also the winning of the titles, also with 94 points and nearly 100 goals, and then two legends of the club, Wes and Russ, without any doubt, brilliant servants for this club, with so many memories also for the fans are allowed then in this atmosphere to say goodbye, and it totally fits, and it's a sign of unity at the moment around Carrow Road.
And how long has it taken you to kind of get that sense of what this club is about? Because days like today, you know, obviously we played Inter Milan at the end of last season, and obviously winning the title. How long did it take for you to get a sense of what the feeling of this club is about?
To be honest, you really got the first sense, even the first days when I arrived, and to try to get the feeling for the community, for the club, for the people here, and how much it means for the people. But it's more like, of course, from day to day you have more experience. And to be honest, in our parade today, so I didn't expect so many people to be out in the streets. It was amazing and really impressive, and you can learn even each and every day. And what you've done is fantastic, and this feeling at the moment is outstanding.
So this is a highlight of your career so far. I mean, what should be your aspirations next to succeed and continue into the Premier League?
Yes, but like I said, so at the moment we are not tempted to look too far ahead. It's more like to enjoy the moment, to enjoy the times, and to recover a bit. And of course, in a few weeks we'll go again, try to reach some other extraordinary targets, but at the moment there's just pure joy and happiness, and we're celebrating.
Daniel, thank you so much on behalf of everyone. Have a brilliant night tonight as well. Yes, get some sleep. What a man, Daniel Farke. What a job he's done. Phenomenal. Let's get over to a presentation for Evo Pinto.
Well, that man needs no introduction. You can hear the supporters chanting his name. It was recently announced that Evo Pinto will be departing Norwich City after 3 years here in Norfolk. A very well liked player is Evo Pinto. Listen to that roar for the Portuguese. A player who's always served Norwich City with distinction, given 110%. And look at the warmth of the embrace with Stuart Webber. This is a lovely touch from Norwich City. And it's these kind of things that make this football club what it is, you know. Listen to that ovation for Evo. That shows how well loved he is by the fans. And it's these occasions that really just make you realise how special a football club this is. That's a thunderous ovation for Evo Pinto. He's a nice guy, Evo. I've had the pleasure of speaking to him a few times, and I know just how much this is going to mean to him. Of course, there will be an element of sadness that he's leaving, but somebody's going to get a very decent right back next season. That was a lovely touch.
Well, fantastic scenes. Evo Pinto getting a kind of reception like that. It says a lot for how the players are being treated at this football club at the moment. Now, of course, Stuart Hodge is up there. He's ready for his commentating duties. But we've got you two here, and he's going to need a co-com. So we're going to. How can we choose who to be co-coms?
What about stone, paper, scissors?
What a great idea!
Thank you very much.
Never lost one of these.
Have you not?
Never lost one of
How many times have you played it?
This is my first
First time for Rob Newman.
Shall we go 1, 2, 3, then go, okay? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, he's beat me!
Wait, you there? You're going? You're going.
You should be going. You need to lose some weight.
He needs to finish. We've got to get to Forbesy because he's got a very special lady with him. Oh, not. Oh.
And Michael Wynne-Jones, this is their club, as you all know. Just sum up the mood for me, how you are both feeling today.
I think all the words have been used, so all I can say is speechless.
Speechless. And Delia, yourself?
All I can say is thank you to everybody who's made it possible.
And it's been
including you!
Including me. Well, thank you very much. It's been a fantastic season. Some of the football that we've all been privileged to watch has culminated in a fantastic last couple of days. Do you have one key moment that's really memorable for you over the course of the year?
I think Mario's free kick. Well, because that It was so late in the day, such a perfect free kick, got us the points. That's got to be it.
And looking to
Millwall.
Millwall away?
The Millwall. Millwall here.
The last minute goals.
That'll be mine.
And just sum up your mood going into next season. Premier League football, the likes of Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, some massive teams coming back to your club. How does that make you feel?
Bring them on.
It makes us feel very proud that if we stick to what we've done this year and we don't change from that, just heads down, work hard, keep humble, we'll do it.
Love that. And one of the key things about this club is the values that you guys endorse and everyone lives by, and fingers crossed next year in the Premiership those values can continue to be endorsed. Brilliant, thank you very much. So there we had majority shareholders Delia Smith and Michael Wynne-Jones just giving us a bit of a taste and a flavour of how they're feeling after the first team got promoted, and I know they are definitely looking forward to this game as well.
I suppose Delia and Michael were a bit before your time, weren't they, Rob, in the end? But...
No, they came in. I think it was like basically I was here and they came in to obviously support the club both financially and as fans, like you mean. And the fact is they're still here now. They're as passionate as they've ever been. And again, success for someone like Delia, no matter how much money you've got in the world, all these people, all the adulation that she's getting, the coaches, Stuart's getting, all the adulation, you cannot buy that. So it's fantastic for her to be here as well.
It is phenomenal. Darren has made it, he's not still here, so he's on his way. Let's see how he's getting on now. I think we've got a bit of Darren. It took him a while to get to that point. He couldn't open the door. I mean, that's poor from him.
It is poor. Quick up the stairs, I like that.
He's got a bit of turn of pace, actually. Yeah. Just be careful of those things. I'm allowed to say that. Sorry, Darren. But he's flying up the stairs, actually. I'm impressed. Is this because he wishes he was playing, or he's gone? No, he's gone. No, he's all right. It's a long way, we should just say. It is a fair old way getting up
serious lack of fitness.
I think he's just about made it, which is good because it's just started raining down here, hasn't it, Rob?
I'm glad I won paper, scissors, stone anyway.
Might have taken slightly longer if Rob had won.
There's got to be a lift up there somewhere.
Everyone looked in fine fettle during the warm-ups.
Yeah, like I say, they'll be in the change room now. The banter will have slowed down a bit, and they'll be ready to get on that pitch now. And there's not too long to kick off. And like I say, once that ball's kicked off there, the competitive nature of all these players will come on, and hopefully it should be a good game.
It should be indeed. It'll be interesting to see how long some of these guys last, of course, because as I said, we've got professional footballers coming up and all sorts. So here come out. The teams are now coming out course. Look at that. Carrow Road rises to its feet. And I think now is probably a good time to throw to our commentary team. Darren Eady, hopefully is up there, and he is of course led by Stuart Hodge.
Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. The teams are making their way onto the field, and joining me in the commentary box is Darren Eady. You've still got a yard of pace, mate.
I'm a little bit out of breath, so if you could just give me a bit of a minute before we get there. But no, it's what a fantastic occasion, Stuart. Unbelievable,
fantastic.
isn't it, to have these players out here now, these fans as well. I mean, what a turnout. And thankfully the rain's holding off.
Yeah, it's just Norwich City all over, isn't it? It's not the best weather for it, but look at that for a turnout. I don't think there's any football club anywhere else in the country where you would get a turnout like this for two club legends and a tribute game.
No, quite remarkable. And I think, a lot of fans were probably asking the question, when's this ever going to happen? Because these legends are leaving, and Wes left and Russ left, and all of a sudden we're thinking, well, we're not going to get a chance to see them again. But what a way to do it. What a way to do it. And what an occasion to be able to do it as well, to be able to parade the trophy of the championship winning trophy, those players coming around the stadium as well. But also now this is about Wes and Russ and the charities they're raising the money for, which is absolutely fantastic.
I was saying that actually earlier on. I mean, it's just a mood of celebration in this city at the moment, isn't it? It's a city that is almost celebrating in unison. Absolutely everyone's just in the party mood.
It really is, and you're right. I don't think you are many other cities you get this in. We are a one-club city, and I think that definitely helps to build that atmosphere. But it makes a real difference to everything within the city centre. Not just in the football club, in terms of the bars and the businesses and everything that goes along with the Premier League. It makes such a difference to all of that. Premier League football is the biggest sport in the world, and this city is part of that next season. That is huge. All over the world, people are going to be watching Norwich City.
Exactly, and it's deserved as well. We absolutely dominated that division from September onwards, and it's a special team that is here right now. But today is all about looking back at some heroes of yesteryear. I'm just trying to think, you'll have played with a few of the guys that are on show today.
I did, yeah. I played with Daryl Russell, obviously Jamie Kirtley's still playing and banging goals in.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely incredible. Darren Kenton, yeah, there's lots of players out there that we played with, and again, that's the thing, it didn't take a long time to be able to grab this group of players together. The opportunity to come back here, and they knew it'd be a big crowd. To be able to do that, what a fantastic way. These players, they give up their time and they come over here. Daryl Russell's travelled from America. Brilliant, just brilliant.
And I think that says it all, really. And listen to that ovation for little Wessie, and goodness knows he deserves it. And there's another hero of Norwich City making his way on now. Russell Martin, accompanied by his young son in his arms. And it must be such a nice moment for these two guys. They've spent a decade of their lives here, and you know yourself, it's more than a football club, Norwich City, and these are two guys that very much get what Norwich City is all about.
Yeah,
they deserve it today.
Yeah, they do, and it said sort of down below, it's not about, this is a special place to be, and I think you don't see many testimonials anymore. Obviously it has to be a 10-year period. You don't get many players playing for a club for 10 years anymore. The kind of turnaround is pretty quick wherever you go. So to have these two successful players out here now that have spent that period of time at a football club, they do deserve something like this, a day like this. And actually for them, sometimes it's just about the one person, but to have two of them here today, and for them to be able to sort of share it together, and with all their mates that are playing with them as well. Generally, it tends to be the first team playing someone like a Bayern Munich or an Inter Milan or something like that. This is actually all their mates together, all playing together, playing against each other. And don't get me wrong, as soon as this game starts, there will be a first 5 minutes, it'll be a little bit, but then first tackle will go in, then the first goal will go in, and all of a sudden it will start to be very competitive.
Yeah, and that's when it will really get started. But I should say, there was a bit of a bun fight earlier on between Russ and Wes. There was a wee bit of an argument over who would get the home dressing room and who would be in the pink away dressing room. By the way, that pink dressing room did its bit for us this season, did it not? But
it got mocked, didn't it, when it first happened? I can't remember who was the first team to play here, but they won, didn't they? So, yeah.
That's right, yeah. But over the course, it seemed to go very well. You can hear rapturous reception for both teams as they limber up and get ready for things. I can report that it's Team Wes who are in the away dressing room. Don't know if Russell Martin, obviously a former skipper of the club, maybe pulled rank a wee bit.
And he's bigger than him.
Yeah.
So it's as simple as that.
That's true.